Hello children, welcome back to GradeBooster. Today we are going to discuss about hormones in animals. So this is another interesting topic from the lesson Control and Coordination of Class 10 Biology. So hormones in animals, we have seen hormones in plants in the previous video, right? In this video we are going to learn about hormones in animals. So what are hormones? Hormones are the chemical messengers present in our body, okay? So we have nervous system that is to control different parts of our body. Then why do we need a hormonal system? Why do animals need a hormonal system? So in our body, the control and coordination is done by nervous system as well as by hormonal system. Nervous system, brain, spinal cord and nerves, they control our body parts. They take the input from sense organs and they produce the responses. But the nervous system cannot communicate with each and every cell of our body. Nerves are not connected to every cell of our body. Of course, they are connected to sense organs and they are connected to the motor organs, but they are not connected to each and every cell. So it is not possible to communicate with each and every cell with the help of nervous system. That is the reason why animals, including humans, have got this endocrine system, that is the hormonal system. But hormones are the chemical messengers. These are the small chemicals, powerful chemical molecules which can communicate with any cell of your body, right? So how can they communicate with different cells of our body? Let's see. So the chemical signals in animals, these chemical signals, these chemical messengers are nothing but the hormones, okay? So nerves carry the electrical messages. Nerves carry the information in the form of electrical message, electrical impulse. Hormones, they carry the information in the form of chemical signals. So they are called as chemical messengers. Hormones are called as chemical messengers. What do we call them? Chemical messengers. And hormones, they spread throughout our body, they reach each and every cell via the bloodstream, So hormones are produced at one part of our body and this hormone is carried to different parts of our body through the bloodstream, blood circulatory system. Blood carry these hormones to different cells of our body, right? Okay, so the hormones are supplied to whole body. They reach the whole body. At any part they can reach through the bloodstream, okay? So because of this facility, that means because who is the transporter here? Blood. Blood is the transporter of hormones. So hormones can reach any cell of our body. So the communication can be done at any part of our body, right? So in this way, hormones, they control our internal mechanisms, our internal metabolism, our internal reactions are controlled by these hormones. They are able to control that. Hormones are able to control different tissues. They are able to coordinate different tissues together, okay? So hormones can trigger different events in our body, right? So from birth to death, there are different stages in every person's life. If you take human life cycle, so at every stage there are some changes in our body. When a baby is born, there are no teeth, but when the baby reaches at some point of age, like some 6 months, the baby teeth starts coming. When the boy or a girl reaches an age of some 6 years, the milk teeth start falling and new teeth comes. When they reach puberty, some changes takes place in their bodies, right? So as they are growing up, their body organs change and they are able to reproduce. So like this, there are so many changes or events taking place in our body. And who is controlling these things? They are all controlled by the hormones, okay? So hormones are needed when many tissues must act together. So for this kind of coordination in the body, hormones are required, okay? Nervous system has got only a limited control of different parts of our body, but internal environment of an organism is controlled and it is balanced by the hormones, right? So here we have a picture of a human body showing different hormones and their location. Just let us see here. Near the brain we have pineal gland, hypothalamus, pituitary gland. So this pituitary gland is the main or major gland or the master gland because it controls the other glands, other endocrine glands. And the thyroid gland near the neck, and thymus, pancreas, adrenal glands, that they are present near the kidneys. They are located above the kidneys. And the testes in males and ovaries in females, they are also endocrine glands which secrete hormones. Okay. So the chemicals that are secreted by endocrine glands are called as hormones. Here we can see the location of different endocrine glands. Right, children? So we understood that hormones are very important. Okay. That is for the controlling the internal environment, coordinating the internal environment. Let us see an example. Let us see an example here. Fight or flight mechanism is an example, best example to understand the working mechanism of a hormone. So what is a fight or a flight response or situation? So here there is an example, a squirrel is in danger. A squirrel is in danger. Okay. Or any animal, for example, we are in danger, some wild dog is going to attack us. So a dog is going to attack us, what do? Either we fight with the dog with a stick or a rock, or we may run away. To do that fighting or flight, our body must be prepared. There is some kind of preparation required inside our body. Okay. So what is required to fight or flight? We need energy. We need lots of energy for that time, either to run away or to fight. So to have that more energy, our body needs lot of glucose and we need lot of oxygen. You know, the respiration takes place because of glucose and oxygen. So we need an immediate supply of glucose and oxygen, so by that we'll have more energy to either to fight or flight. Then who will do this job? Who will bring lot of glucose into your blood? And at the same time you need more oxygen, that means you have to breathe more. So who will increase your breathing rate? And to pump more oxygen to the cell's blood, the heart has to beat more times. The beating rate should increase. Who will increase that? The breathing rate. You see, a squirrel in danger. A squirrel is in a fear. Somebody is trying to catch, or some animal is trying to catch it. It's in the state of fear. That time the squirrel has to run. It needs lot of glucose and oxygen. Its breathing rate increases. Its heartbeat increases. Okay. So all these events, all the changes are triggered in its body according to the situation because of a hormone called as adrenaline. What is that hormone? Adrenaline. See here, in humans the adrenaline glands are located above the kidneys. So these are the adrenal glands, they secrete adrenaline. See, it is affecting different hormones like liver, it is affecting stomach, it is affecting blood vessels, it is affecting heart and lungs. This hormone is supplied through the blood to different parts and all these parts are affected. Why all these parts are affected for the fight or flight? You see, for a fight or a flight, we need more oxygen for more breathing. Okay, so the lungs are prepared to supply more oxygen. The liver, how liver is connected to this situation to fight or flight? Liver contains the storage of glucose in the form of glycogen. Immediately the liver, it converts the glycogen to glucose and releases the glucose into the blood. More glucose is needed in the blood because needs for fighting or running. So liver is connected in such a way. And the stomach, how stomach is connected to this situation? When we are in danger, our stomach, it stops the digestion. You don't use that resources for the purpose of digestion. The blood supply to the stomach is decreased. The blood is diverted to the skeletal muscles for your hands and legs because you have to run. Blood is not required for the stomach for digestion. Okay, in such a dangerous situation, our stomach is not going to digest. The blood is reduced to stomach, the resources are given to body parts to run or to fight. And how the blood vessels become wide, more blood is pumped and heart beats more time to pump more blood, that is to supply more oxygen and glucose to the cells. So this hormone, the adrenaline, it is preparing our body. It is managing our body resources. It is managing the oxygen levels, glucose levels. It is giving a kind of preparedness for us to protect from that situation. Now you can understand how powerful the hormones are, how effective the hormones are, okay, how helpful the hormones are for animals, right? So in this example, we can understand, with this example of fight or flight, we can understand how hormones change our internal environment, coordinate our internal environment, and okay, prepare ourselves to face a situation. So because of the adrenaline, the heartbeat becomes faster. So by that, more oxygen is supplied to the muscles, and the blood supply to the digestive system and skin is reduced. It is supplied to the skeletal muscles, that means muscles in our hands and legs. The breathing rate increases, more oxygen intake. So it quickly prepares the body for action. Okay. So here we have seen a best example of a hormone, how hormones help us, that is adrenaline, which helps in fight or flight response. Okay. So let us learn some more things about hormones. Hormones and growth. How hormones contribute for our growth or growth patterns, right? So plants also grow, humans also grow, but there is a difference in the growth pattern of plants and animals. You see a gardener cutting a plant, branches and all. So one branch is cut, the leaves start coming on the other branch, or the sub branches coming on the other branches. But is it possible in humans? If fingers are cut here, can we find the fingers growing on some other? No, it is not possible. Our bodies grow in a specific pattern, and some parts grow faster than the other parts of our body. So that is the reason we get a specific shape. The growth is more in one part, less in other parts in case of animals. Okay? In plants, the growth is uniform. So what is that difference? How this difference is happening? How the growth is controlled in humans or in animals? It is by the hormones. Okay? So animals don't grow in random directions. We don't grow in random directions. We are growing in a specific pattern. So our growth is controlled by hormones. Okay? So we are able to maintain our body design because of the hormones. You see some people growing tall, some people growing short. So the height is controlled by some hormones in our body. If that hormone is not produced properly, the height is affected. So likewise, our body design, shape, okay, appearance, these are all affected by the hormones. Right, children? So hormones, they play an important role in growth. Hormones play an important role in preparing our body for the situation. We have seen that in previous example. Okay. So you see that there, the body growth. So from one stage to another stage, there are many changes in the body. That changes are also caused because of the hormones. So next, let us see animal hormones and their functions. Animal hormones and their functions. So we are discussing mostly the human hormones, okay, and their functions. So hormones are secreted by glands. So the first one we are going to see is that thyroxine. Thyroxine is secreted by thyroid gland. Where is this thyroid gland? Here in the picture we can see near the neck region. What is this? This is, okay, larynx, voice box. This is voice box, this is trachea. These are the parts of the respiratory system. So the thyroid gland is attached to this trachea. It is in the shape of a butterfly like this. This is the thyroid gland. So this thyroid gland, what does it secrete? It secretes thyroxine. Okay, it secretes thyroxine, a hormone. What is the function of this thyroxine? Thyroxine, it controls the metabolism. It controls the metabolism of carbohydrate, proteins, fats in our body. We are eating our meal, carbohydrate, fat and proteins in our meals. So this carbohydrate, fat and protein, how they should be spent, that is maintained by this thyroxine. Okay, it decides that these nutrients are to be spent for energy or for growth. How much is to be spent for energy production? How many of these nutrients, how much quantity of these nutrients are to be spent for growth? Because we need carbohydrate, protein and fat for growth as well as for energy. Okay, that balance is maintained by this hormone. If this hormone is not secreted properly, it leads to some deficiency diseases. Right? So for the proper production of this hormone, this thyroxine in our body, thyroid gland needs one mineral, that is iodine. So iodine is very important for the production of thyroxine hormone. For example, your diet is not having enough iodine. You are not giving enough iodine to your body. Your body is deficient of iodine. Lack of iodine leads to thyroxine deficiency. Okay. So thyroxine is not produced properly. It causes a disease called as goiter. Goiter means swollen neck. The neck region becomes swollen. Okay. So body metabolism is also affected because of low thyroxine production. So the deficiency of iodine leads to hypothyroidism, means low thyroxine production, which causes a condition called as goiter. Okay. So thyroxine ensures proper metabolism for healthy growth. So for proper growth and healthy growth, you need to have proper amounts of iodine. So by that you will get enough thyroxine from your thyroid gland, and so by that you will have a proper, okay, and healthy growth. This is about the thyroid gland. Let us explore about other glands. Now next one, the second one, growth hormone. So the name itself indicates that this hormone is important for growth of a person, of our body. Growth means growth of our bones and muscles. This hormone is secreted by which gland? Secreted by pituitary gland. What is that gland? Pituitary gland. It is located at the floor of our brain, and I already told you that this pituitary gland is the master gland because it controls all the other endocrine glands of our body. Even though he is the master, even though this gland controls other glands, this gland itself produces some hormone which affects our growth. That hormone is called as growth hormone. Okay? It affects the overall growth and development of our body. So if this growth hormone is not produced properly, it leads to dwarfism, means people remain short. They will not grow tall up to the normal height. What is the normal height? Around 5 feet, 5 to 6 feet. If you find the people around 5 feet to 6 feet, you consider it is normal height. If the people are below 4 feet, even though they are completely grown up adults and their height is around 4 or below 4, you consider it as a dwarfism. Okay? Dwarfs, they are called as dwarfs, very short. It is because of this deficiency of this growth hormone. In some people, the growth hormone is produced more, which leads to a condition called gigantism. People become giants. If they are looking so tall, more than 6.5 or 7 feet, or more than 7 feet even, you can find some people. So that is abnormal. Sometimes we find tall people more than 6 feet. Okay, that is okay. But sometimes it is more, around 7, more than 7 giants. Tall people, giants, gigantism. So that happens because of excess production of growth hormone. Okay. So the pituitary is the growth controller of our body. Right. So we have seen about this thyroid gland and adrenal gland. Let us see about the other glands of our body. Next, we see about the sex hormones. What are they? Sex hormones. So what are these sex hormones? They are the reproductive hormones. They are produced by the ovaries and testes. Testes in males, ovaries in females. Actually, testes and ovaries are reproductive organs, but at the same time they also act as endocrine gland. Okay, so testis is a reproductive organ, at the same time endocrine gland. Testis produce sperms, we know. The same testis produce a hormone called testosterone. In the same way, in females, ovaries produce egg cells, we know that. The same ovaries, they also act as endocrine glands. They produce estrogen, a hormone, female hormone. So testosterone is male hormone, estrogen is the female hormone. These two are the sex hormones or reproductive hormones. These two hormones are very important for the development of secondary sexual characters during puberty. Girl or a boy, they changes into adults, their body changes. So many changes happens in their body. Growth of hair on the body, growth of genitals. Okay, so many changes. In reproduction lesson we have learned. So all these changes are triggered by their sex hormones. Which hormone triggers the changes in males? Testosterone. Which hormone triggers the changes in females? Estrogen. Right? So these are the hormones present in animals. Okay, sex hormones present in animals, testosterone and estrogen. So these hormones, they cause the dramatic physical and reproductive changes at the age of 10 to 12. So that is at the beginning, onset of puberty. The hormones guide developmental changes at the right stage of life. Okay. So the hormones, we can see some changes here. Acne, development of, formation of acne on the face, facial hair, voice change, development of breast in women, acne and hair growth on armpits and at near the genital areas. So this is all happens, because of this reproductive hormones, right? So let us see about some other hormones, very important hormone. This is insulin. Next one is insulin. Insulin secreted by pancreas. Pancreas is also a part of digestive system. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice for digestion. We know that. The same pancreas, it is working as an endocrine gland also, because pancreas is secreting a hormone called as insulin. Of course, it secretes one more hormone called as glucagon. But anyway, we are not studying that. That is not given in the textbook. Just we are talking about only insulin. So insulin is a very important hormone because it controls your blood sugar levels. Once we eat the meal or food, the food is digested. The digested carbohydrates are converted to glucose, and this glucose enters the blood. But our blood, it has got the limit for the glucose, 100 mg per 100 ml of blood. That is a normal value of glucose should be there in our blood. If the glucose level increases, you are eating so much of food, so many sweets and other things, the blood glucose level increases to 150, 200 like that. The blood cannot have that much of glucose in that. There will be so many complications. So the blood glucose level must be down 100 only, but it goes to 150, 200. Then immediately our body responds, our hormonal system responds. Pancreas secretes insulin when there is more glucose in the blood. This insulin, it converts the excess glucose into glycogen and it stores in the muscles and in the liver. So the glucose is converted to some other form, and this insulin allows the cells to take the glucose to use it, right? So the excess glucose is diverted to different channels by the insulin, and insulin brings the blood glucose level down to normal. Then we are healthy. But if the pancreas of a person fails to produce insulin, then there is no insulin. The person has taken his meal, the blood glucose level increases. This glucose will not go to cells, or it will not get stored in the liver or other parts. Then the glucose get excreted through the urine even. So this condition is called as diabetes. High blood sugar is called as diabetes, sugar disease. Why it happens? Because, of course, diabetes is of different types. Some types are genetical even. But here we are talking about the diabetes that is connected to the production of insulin by pancreas. If the pancreatic cells fail to produce insulin, then the person gets the condition called as high blood sugar, that is diabetes. So there is no insulin production. So what do doctors do? They give insulin shots from outside. Insulin via injections or So when this insulin is taken, this insulin converts the excess glucose into other forms and reduces the blood glucose level. So insulin maintains internal balance of our body. So patients may need insulin injections, people suffering from diabetes. So children, that is the importance of the insulin. So we have seen about different hormones. We studied about adrenaline hormone. We studied about growth hormone, thyroid hormone, and now insulin. See next, and we studied about sex hormones also, reproductive hormones, right? So this is all about the different type of hormones present in our body, and hormones, how they work, who is controlling the hormone production, who is initiating. You are eating a meal and you are not telling your body, I have eaten a lot of meal, produce some insulin. You are not giving any instructions. It is not under your control of your nervous system. Just you are eating, that's all. You are not giving any sign or signal to your body to produce insulin, convert this glucose to that. You are not giving any orders. Your brain is not doing the job. when your body is getting more kind of glucose, automatically the pancreas secretes insulin. Okay, and when your blood glucose level comes down, the pancreas stops secreting insulin. It will not keep on producing insulin. It will stop. That is called as feedback mechanism. What is that? Feedback mechanism. Once the glucose level is high, insulin is produced. Once the glucose level is down, insulin is stopped. So itself it is controlling the production. It has got a dynamic mechanism. See how wonderful it is. So the body has got so many feedback mechanisms inside. So the hormone secretion is controlled by feedback mechanism. So what is the feedback? Glucose level is down, that is the feedback. Okay, glucose level is down, stop production. No one is giving the order. The body itself, the hormones itself, the hormonal system itself identifying the changes in that environment, internal environment, and they are acting. So the hormones are very powerful chemicals. They are produced in very small quantity, but they are very powerful, very effective, right? So this feedback ensures hormones are released in the right amount at the right time. So hormones are released in right amount at right time in the bodies of the organisms. So this is all about the hormones, children. We have learnt about different types of hormones and how they coordinate different events and in different situations, how they prepare our bodies and how they are maintaining a balance of nutrients or other chemicals inside our body, that is homeostasis, that is maintaining a proper balance inside our body, right? So this is all about hormones in animals. If you like this video, please give a like and please share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to GradeBooster channel for more informative and interesting videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like the video. Please share this video with your friends. Please subscribe to GradeBooster channel. Press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. Check the description to find links of other useful videos. Check the end screens for our new videos.